Hey there, you cool cats and kittens. This is Dr. Snyder with a screencast on conducting analysis using Microsoft Excel. In this particular screencast, I'm going to talk to you about the correlation. Now, as you recall from lecture, the correlation is a test that looks at the shared covariance amongst two variables, and it can look at positive linear relationships and negative linear relationships. The correlation ranges from -1 to +1, where a correlation of 0 means that there's no relationship between the variables. A correlation of -1 means a perfect negative relationship, and a correlation of +1 means a perfect positive relationship. So here's the thing. Normally in market research, we don't just simply report individual correlations. We usually report a correlation matrix, which is a table that provides the correlations amongst all of your continuous variables or some subset of the continuous variables in your particular study. So in our case, we have our Purdue chicken data, and I took 5 variables from that Purdue chicken data, and I've provided it for you here in the Excel worksheet. The 5 items asked how irritated the respondents were by the advertisement, how happy they were about the advertisement, how good they felt the brand was, how much they liked the brand, and their likelihood of purchasing the brand. All of these items were measured on a scale from 1 to 5, from strongly disagree to strongly agree. So, here's the correlation matrix for those 5 variables, right? Items one, variable 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the corresponding column headings to go along with those 5 variables. So what we see is a correlation between irritated and happy of a -0.11. What that implies is that the people who reported being more irritated reported being less happy. Here again we see between irritated and brand good a -0.22 relationship, and what that means is that the people who said they were more irritated felt that the brand was less good. They also said that they liked the brand less, and they also were less likely to purchase the brand. So let's take a quick look at how we go about calculating a correlation matrix in Microsoft Excel. This is actually a very simple test. All we have to do is go to Data Analysis. We're going to find Correlation on the list. We're going to click OK. It's going to ask us for the input range. That's the data that's going to go into the analysis itself. So we highlight all of the data for our 5 variables. And then we have to tell Excel where to place the matrix once it's done. We'll put ours in cell G1 and hit OK. And so there you have it. There's our correlation matrix. And if you want to clean it up, you can do that. You know that I prefer looking at numbers that have 2 decimal places. To me, it's just a little bit easier to take all of this information in when it's in this slightly easier to read format. And so, boom, there we have it. We have our correlation matrix, and as you can see, it matches the data from our correlation matrix in the PowerPoint materials. But here's the thing. What if we want to test a specific hypothesis about correlations? And so in the lecture, we forwarded the hypothesis that the relationship between brand liking and purchase intention is positive. So the first thing we can do is look for that correlation. So here's purchase intention, and here's where it intersects with brand liking. And as you can see, the correlation between the two is positive, and it's a 0.5, which is a pretty sizable correlation. And so what this tells us is this: yes, it looks like brand liking and purchase intention do have a positive relationship, meaning that the people who reported liking the brand more were also the people who reported a higher likelihood of purchase. The people who liked the brand less also reported a lower likelihood of purchasing the product. But the question is this relationship statistically significant? So what we need to do is to find out the p-value for that correlation so that we can determine whether or not it's less than a probability value of 0.05. Well, there's kind of a workaround here because the correlation matrix doesn't provide us with p-values. So here's how we go about getting the p-value for our correlation. Click on Data Analysis and go to Regression. So there's regression. And the regression is a linear regression, and we're only looking at two variables here. So one of the things to know is that the effect size in a linear regression is exactly equal to the correlation for lots of statistical reasons that we don't need to discuss here, but it's a nice little shortcut for us to know that. So we have to input the data. So I have my data for my y variable, which is purchase intention, and my data for the other variable, which is brand liking. We have to have labels clicked because we do have the two labels for our variables here. Our confidence interval, because it's market research, is at 95%, and we just simply have to tell the analysis where to place the output, which in this case is going to be in cell G11. So from here, all we have to do is click OK. Now there's a whole bunch of information that's reported here, but the effect size in a linear regression is called a multiple R. And look at that. The multiple R is a 0.50. Well, what do you know? It's the same as our correlation. The degrees of freedom in a correlation is the sample size minus 2, which we have 188 people in our Purdue chicken sample. Minus 2 is 186. Here we see the 188 observations. And look here, degrees of freedom residual, 186. Haha, again, a perfect match. Now the number that we really need, right, is our p-value. And the p-value that we're looking for is right here. The p-value for our correlation is 2.4506 times 10 to the negative 13th power. That is an extremely small number, practically zero, which means that yes, our p-value for our correlation is less than 0.05. So our conclusion is that because our p-value is less than 0.05, we can reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, we can conclude that there is in fact a positive relationship between brand liking and purchase intention, such that the more respondents liked the Purdue brand, the more likely they were to report a high intention to purchase.